New month, new city, new surroundings. I'm here in Vancouver at the beautiful JW Marriott Park, Vancouver, and I'm actually here because I'm moving out to the West Coast and I'm spending this week in transition before I move into my new place. Now, despite that, it has been a pretty busy week this week, and so in this video, I wanted to do a quick fire summary of not one, not two, but three important developments from Aeroplan, Canada's largest frequent flyer program, that you should know about. We're going to talk about the much anticipated extension of Aeroplan Elite Status from 2021 into 2022 that was announced this week. We'll talk about a new airline partner that Aeroplan added into the fold earlier this week as well. And finally, we'll touch on a quick $150 statement credit on groceries that American Express Aeroplan Reserve cardholders will get between now and July. If you've been enjoying these videos and you find this stuff interesting, then do me a quick favor and hit the like button down below just as the video is starting out. It does help the video's performance with the YouTube algorithm, and without further ado, let's get started. We'll begin with the extension of Aeroplan Elite Status into 2022. Now, first of all, if you're not familiar with Aeroplan Elite Status, you can check out our video up here that introduces you to the program. But basically, everybody's Elite Status was supposed to end at the end of 2021, and we would have all of 2021 to qualify for status in 2022. Now, during this year, many of us have been wondering, how are we supposed to actually qualify for or retain our status if nobody's really flying in 2021? And we've been wondering whether Air Canada would offer some generous way for us to qualify for status, or perhaps, if they're feeling very generous, simply extend everybody's status through to the end of next year. And that's exactly what they've done. Whatever Aeroplan Elite status you currently hold will be extended through to at least December 31st of 2022. Now, obviously, that's great news for Air Canada's regular frequent flyers, but it's also good news for those of us who had converted our credit card points over to Aeroplan under the Travel at Home promotion last year, because back then, you could convert your credit card points and earn Aeroplan 25K status that way, and now you would have earned that status for effectively a 3-year period through to the end of 2022. Now, since everybody's status is being extended, this means that you'll also get to choose a new set of select benefits for your status in early 2022. So this could be something like e-upgrades or Maple Leaf Lounge passes or status passes that let you share your status with somebody else who's not traveling on the same reservation if you have Aeroplan 50K status or above. Now, because you're also getting a new set of select benefits in 2022, this means that your select benefits in 2021 largely will not roll over into the following year. So for example, your e-upgrades that are expiring in December 31st of 2021 must be redeemed by that date, because they're not going to be rolling over into 2022 unless you hold a premium Aeroplan credit card that has that rollover e-upgrade as a benefit. Similarly, if you have status passes or lounge passes sitting in your account right now, then you do have to redeem them for a trip, whether for yourself or a fellow traveler, that takes place before December 31st of 2021, or else they're going to go to waste. And then in early 2022, you'll be able to choose new status passes, lounge passes, or indeed e-upgrades as part of your 2022 select benefits. Now, the one exception here, the one benefit that is being rolled over into next year, is the priority rewards. If you currently have priority rewards in your account, which remember give you a 50% discount on any eligible Aeroplan redemption, then if you don't redeem them by their deadline in 2021, they'll be granted a 1-year extension into 2022. Now, here's the other interesting part to the Elite Status extension. Because everybody's status is being extended by 1 year automatically, what happens to our flying activity in 2021? Is it going to essentially go to waste because our status is getting extended anyway? Well, the answer is no, because as long as we have enough qualifying activity in 2021 that would otherwise earn us Aeroplan 25K status, then all of our qualifying activity will roll forward into 2022 and give us a jump start on our 2022 elite qualification. So as long as we earn at least 25,000 status qualifying miles or 25 status qualifying segments, in addition to 3,000 status qualifying dollars for Canadian residents or 1,500 status qualifying dollars for non-Canadian residents, then all of our qualifying activity will roll over. If we don't meet that threshold, either the SQM or SQS or the SQD threshold, then no qualifying activity will roll over, and we do have to start from scratch in 2022. So basically, as long as we have a minimal level of flying activity in 2021, then our 2021 and 2022 elite qualification periods basically get merged into one, because the former rolls into the latter. And essentially, we have a 2-year travel period in which to retain our status, or perhaps even aim for achieving a higher level of status. Remember that status qualifying miles and segments are based on how many miles and segments you fly on Air Canada and Star Alliance flights, and you can also earn SQM and SQS by spending on the premium core and small business Aeroplan co-branded credit cards. Meanwhile, status qualifying dollars, or SQD, is based on how much money you spend on Air Canada and Star Alliance flights, and there's no real way to earn SQD besides actually spending money on flights. I'm definitely hoping to see whether Air Canada introduces some other promotions in the future that might make it easier for us to earn SQD, especially since very few of us are actually flying right now. Maybe something similar to the Travel at Home promotion from last year, the really generous one that let many of us earn Aeroplan 25K status without flying. I'd love to see something similar to that, perhaps even a little bit more generous. But overall, it must be said that the blanket extension of Aeroplan Elite Status into 2022 is already a very generous move on Air Canada's part. It gives us one less thing to worry about this year in terms of how we're going to retain our status, and it also gives us the reassurance that if we do fly a fair bit in 2021, then our qualifying activity is going to be rolled over into the following year and give us a jump start on qualifying for Elite Status into 2023. Alright, now the next little bit of news from Aeroplan that I wanted to cover this week is the new airline partnership that was launched with Air Dolomiti, a small regional carrier based in Italy that's a wholly owned subsidiary of the German Lufthansa Group. Air Dolomiti is an airline that many of us may not have heard of before because it's a relatively small-scale airline with operations mainly focusing on flights between Munich and Frankfurt and various secondary and tertiary Italian cities. So it doesn't really have a major focus on Rome or Milan. Instead, it's rather in the smaller Italian airports like Florence, Verona, or some of the islands like Sicily or Sardinia. Sicilia or Sardinia. And these flights are going to be a convenient option for anybody traveling into Italy because what you can do is you can book a direct flight from Vancouver, Toronto, or Montreal into Munich or Frankfurt on Lufthansa or Air Canada and then connect seamlessly onto an Air Dolomiti flight into one of these Italian destinations. And in addition to Italy, Air Dolomiti also serves a few key routes in Spain, Denmark, and Austria as well. So if you're headed to any of these destinations, then Air Dolomiti will expand the set of routing possibilities that you have at your disposal when it comes to redeeming Aeroplan points. Now, as a small regional carrier, Air Dolomiti's fleet only consists of narrow-body jets, so don't expect any lie-flat seats or anything like that. Even if you do book business class, it's probably going to be what's known as European business class, which is just an economy class seat with a blocked seat next to you. However, I still do think it's going to be a better way to fly than booking Ryanair or EasyJet to some of these smaller airports, and I think it's going to be a good use of your Aeroplan points because the short-haul redemptions on these shorter flights are actually priced very reasonably as well. So, after Etihad, Azul, Vistara, Air Serbia, and Virgin Australia, it's great to see a sixth new airline partner joining the Aeroplan program in the form of Air Dolomiti. And I expect that many of us will be flying with Air Dolomiti for the first time using our Aeroplan points once the borders of Italy and Europe open up again. And like I said before, I have a feeling that there are many more airline and non-airline partnerships that will be introduced over the coming weeks and months into the Aeroplan ecosystem as the program continues to build out a stronger offering in advance of travel starting up again. And finally, let's touch upon a nice little surprise that American Express Aeroplan Reserve cardholders received this week. There's a new Amex offer for $150 statement credits upon spending $150 on groceries between now and July 31st, 2021. The offer is valid at Sobeys, Metro, Longo's, and Save on Foods grocery stores, and however much you spend on groceries up to $150, you'll receive back in the form of a statement credit. And since everybody needs to buy groceries, this is effectively as good as $150 back in your pocket. So make sure to register for the offer on the Amex dashboard on your online account before going out and hitting the supermarkets. Now, I think it's fair to say that the American Express Aeroplan Reserve card has been surprisingly rewarding for those of us who had signed up since it was first introduced in November of 2020. Not only have we gotten the 75,000 Aeroplan points as the sign-up bonus, but recently we also saw the Refer a Friend bonus of 10,000 Aeroplan points for every friend or family member that you refer to the card. And on top of that, we've had the $100 statement credits in the first year as part of the sign-up bonus, and now we have $150 in free groceries. So it's always good to see these types of credits being introduced to help offset against the card's annual fee of $599. And dare I say that we might even see future credits later on during this first year that might help us bring down our first year annual fees even further. If you haven't applied for the card yet, then there's no real guarantee that you'll get this same $150 in free groceries offer, because it does tend to take a while for new American Express accounts to start receiving these Amex offers in their dashboard. However, I still do think the American Express Aeroplan Reserve card is an excellent card to apply for, with the 75,000 Aeroplan points, the $100 statement credits in the first year as part of that offer, and potentially the prospect of future offers that might help offset against the fee as well. And with that little bit of good news, that wraps up our summary of the key developments from Aeroplan this past week. I hope you found it useful as we continue to keep an eye on what's going on with Canada's largest frequent flyer program, as we ourselves continue to look forward to flying frequently again in the future. And before we finish up the video, by the way, I just wanted to catch you guys up a bit on what's going on in my life, because it's definitely a little bit of a hectic time. Right now, I'm moving to the West Coast, and then in a couple of weeks, I've got a trip lined up in which I'm going back to Asia, probably gonna visit a few places in China and Hong Kong, and see some of my family whom I haven't seen in a very long time. So lots of things are going on, and in terms of what it means for this YouTube channel, well, you might see me filming in some weird locations, uploading at some weird hours, and potentially experimenting with some new content formats. But having said that, my intention is definitely to keep the momentum that we've been building here going at a steady pace. I've certainly been enjoying the journey as I started uploading more frequently at the start of this year, and I very much intend to keep that going. So if you've been enjoying the content and you enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Prince of Travel YouTube channel. Just click the subscribe button below the video. Don't forget to sign up for the Prince of Travel Patreon membership to unlock a bit of extra content and features on the side, including a private Discord chat server for you and your fellow points enthusiasts. Now, I'm gonna leave you with an opportunity to earn a free month of Patreon membership. Simply comment below with your best guess as to the next airline partner that Aeroplan is going to introduce after Air Dolomiti. And if you get it right, then I'm going to give you a free month of the Platinum membership, which gives you access to the Discord chat server. Go ahead and comment below with your best guess for the next airline partnership, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm definitely hoping that Air Canada introduces some other promotions that might even bring our annual fee down even